Let's start with a question. Have you ever felt like life is just difficult? Like it's a never-ending loop? I've felt that way before. It seemed like no matter how hard I tried, nothing ever changed, and challenges kept coming without an end. And then I asked myself, why can't life be a little easier? But truly, life was never meant to be easy. And here's what I want you to understand. We often expect that everything will change to fit our desires. We hope our work will become easier, that financial pressures will disappear, or that life will stop being so hard. But the truth is, none of these things will happen unless we change ourselves. One of the life-changing moments for me came when I met a teacher who told me a simple yet powerful phrase: "Don't wish for an easier life, wish to be a better person." And that was a big lesson. When I realized that change doesn't come from waiting for the world to change, but from me developing and becoming stronger, everything around me began to change. Life doesn't need to be easier, we need to become better to face all the hardships and challenges we encounter. You've probably heard the story of Oprah Winfrey, who went through a difficult childhood. Born in poverty, she faced major challenges, from abuse to struggles in her career. But what made Oprah who she is today? It's her continuous self-development. She didn't wait for life to become easier. Every step she took was a step of learning, growing, and overcoming difficulties. Whenever you feel life is too harsh, remember that hardship is not your enemy, but an opportunity for growth. If you want to change your life, start with yourself. See challenges as opportunities to learn and grow rather than things to avoid. So instead of waiting for life to be easier, focus on personal growth, enhancing your skills, and becoming more capable of facing challenges. This will help you build a strong foundation to succeed in any situation. And now, let's move on to the next section where I'll share how to shift your mindset to avoid getting stuck in the cycle of complaining and instead find strength from the challenges life throws at you. Have you ever caught yourself complaining about life's difficulties? There are times when things don't go right, and you just want to give up and say, "Life is so unfair," or "Why is everything so hard?" I've been there. Complaining seems like the easiest way to vent the frustration and dissatisfaction with the current situation. However, after a long time, I realized an important thing. Complaining is a poor habit. Not just poor in terms of material wealth, but poor in terms of mindset. When you complain, you refuse to learn, refuse change, and even refuse the opportunity to become a better person. Complaining doesn't move you forward. It keeps you stuck in negative thoughts and makes everything feel heavier. Look at Thomas Edison, the inventor of the electric light bulb. As a child, Edison was considered slow and was even kicked out of school by his teacher. But instead of complaining about his failures, Edison saw them as opportunities to learn. He never gave up and always tinkered with finding solutions to problems that others thought were unsolvable. Edison once said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." This mindset helped him create one of the greatest inventions in human history. Complaining is just a way to avoid responsibility and growth. Whenever you face difficulty, instead of saying, "Why me?" try asking yourself, "What can I learn from this situation?" That's the way to shift from complaining to learning and growing. When you look at problems as a student, you'll find lessons and opportunities in every challenge. So the takeaway here is, complaining won't help you change, but learning and growing from challenges is the key to overcoming any obstacle. With this mindset, you'll no longer be trapped in the cycle of complaining. Instead, you'll take proactive steps to solve problems and grow. Next, we will explore another crucial element in the journey of self-improvement: how you face challenges and difficulties. When life gets tough, we often tend to avoid challenges. We wish everything would become easier, that we wouldn't have to endure pain or difficulty. But the truth is, hardship is not the enemy. It is an opportunity for you to grow and become stronger. Think for a moment about our muscles. When you go to the gym and lift weights, your muscles get damaged a little, but because of this process, your body recovers and becomes stronger. This is the process of growth through challenge. Similarly, each challenge, each difficulty you face in life is an opportunity to build a stronger version of yourself. One of the most notable stories of overcoming difficulties to build strength is that of J.K. Rowling, the author of the Harry Potter series. Before becoming famous, Rowling faced many challenges in her life. She had to deal with failure in her career, lived on welfare, and was rejected over 12 times by publishers before her book was published. Despite being criticized, she didn't give up. Instead, she used those hardships to push herself forward and eventually created one of the most successful book series of all time. It was those failures, difficulties, and challenges that drove Rowling to keep going, and she ultimately rose above them. The hardships in life are not punishments, but opportunities for you to build strength. Each time you overcome a challenge, you're laying a solid foundation to face the next one. See every difficulty as a lesson, and instead of avoiding it, face it. This confrontation will help you grow and become stronger. So don't fear challenges. Embrace them, because it is in those challenges that you will find your true strength. Every failure is a step closer to success. With this mindset, you'll see that every challenge has its value. Next, we will explore how to build skills so you can face any challenge in life and turn difficulties into great opportunities. When you think about success, have you ever asked yourself what truly determines the path to success? Is it luck, talent, or help from others? In reality, all of these factors are just a small part of the bigger picture. The real key to success is skill. Skills are not something you're born with. Skills are something you can learn, develop, and perfect over time. This applies to everything in life, from learning a new language, developing communication skills, to becoming an excellent leader. And most importantly, skills are what help you overcome difficulties and open new doors in your career and life. You've probably heard of Bill Gates, the founder of Microsoft. But did you know that before achieving the success he has today, he had to spend thousands of hours learning programming and experimenting with his ideas? In the early years, not everyone believed in his vision, but he didn't give up. Instead, he continued to learn, grow, and hone his skills. It was his determination and self-learning ability that helped him build one of the largest technology empires in the world. Skills are the determining factor that sets apart someone with potential from someone who can actually succeed. You might not be the best at the beginning, but if you persist and dedicate time to learning, you will get better every day. Don't think that talent is what matters most. Focus on developing your skills, and success will come in your own way. The key here is, skills can be learned and developed, and that's the key to unlocking the door to success. Not everyone is born a genius, but anyone can become an expert if they are willing to learn and grow each day. With skills and perseverance, you now have a powerful tool to face any challenge. Next, we will explore an essential element in the journey of personal growth: discipline and strong habits. Have you ever wondered why some people achieve great success while others remain stuck in the same place? Is it because they have special talents, or is it because they possess something we don't? The truth is, discipline and persistence are the deciding factors. We live in a world full of distractions, and it's easy to get lost in things that aren't important. But successful people, whether in their careers or personal lives, understand one thing: success doesn't come from big breakthroughs, but from small, consistent actions every day. Little by little, step by step, these actions accumulate and form a habit, and it is this habit that leads you to success. Think about Serena Williams, one of the greatest tennis players of all time. While she has innate talent, what sets Serena apart is her absolute discipline in training. Every day, she spends hours practicing, improving her technique, and building her fitness. She doesn't always see immediate results, but her persistence and discipline have helped her overcome every opponent and win prestigious championships. Serena's success didn't come from having more talent than others, but from her commitment to her work and her absolute discipline in practicing every day. Discipline isn't something you can learn instantly. It's the result of repeatedly doing the right things every day. If you want to succeed, start by building positive habits, even the smallest ones. Whether it's waking up early to exercise, spending time every day learning something new, or simply maintaining a positive attitude in tough situations, persistence and discipline will lead you to your ultimate goal. The key here is, discipline and consistency are the keys to turning your dreams into reality. Every small step you take every day will create a powerful wave that brings you closer to success. There are no shortcuts, but there is a clear and certain path for those who commit to working every day. With discipline and persistence, you now have a formula for success. But discipline is just one part of the journey. Next, we will explore the power of facing challenges and how adversities will help you grow and become even stronger. You've probably heard the saying, "Nothing worth having comes easy." And this is so true that if you observe carefully, you'll see that the most successful people are not those who avoid difficulties, but those who know how to face and turn challenges into opportunities. Hardships and challenges in life, though painful and exhausting, are an essential part of the growth journey. In fact, if you know how to accept and leverage them, they will make you stronger and open opportunities you never imagined. Look at the story of Nelson Mandela, a symbol of resilience and mental strength. For 27 years, Mandela was imprisoned, facing unimaginable hardships. But instead of letting the injustice and challenges break him, he used his time in prison to learn, reflect, and develop himself. Those difficult years created the great Nelson Mandela admired by the world. Upon his release, he didn't simply survive the challenge, but he transformed resistance into an opportunity to build a peaceful nation, abolish apartheid, and become a symbol of freedom. Instead of feeling unfair or resentful when facing challenges, try seeing them as an opportunity to challenge yourself. Every difficulty you face is a chance to learn and grow stronger. Life can't always be easy, but you can choose to face it with a different attitude, learn from failures, and grow from the harshness of the circumstances. The key here is, embracing challenges isn't to be defeated, but to learn and progress. When you change the way you perceive difficulties, you'll find that it is in the hardest moments that you will grow and develop the most. With the ability to embrace and learn from challenges, you now have a powerful tool to go further on your path. But to overcome major challenges, you need to build solid skills, and that's the next deciding factor we will explore. When you face difficulties or challenges, what usually happens afterward? Do you ever stop to reflect on what just happened, what you've learned, or the emotions you experienced? If not, you may be missing out on valuable lessons that life is trying to teach you. Self-reflection is a powerful tool that helps you learn from every experience, whether it's success or failure. Self-reflection isn't just about looking back at the past to evaluate your decisions. It's also the process of examining how you acted, felt, and reacted in certain situations. When you take the time to think about what happened, you not only learn important lessons, but also develop the ability to make better decisions in the future. Think about Walt Disney, the founder of Disney. Before building the famous entertainment empire, he faced countless failures. He lost his job for not being creative enough, was rejected hundreds of times by investors, and had to deal with financial struggles. But what set Walt Disney apart was that he never gave up. After each failure, he didn't just feel sorrow, he took time to self-reflect, analyzing what he did wrong and how he could improve. It was this self-reflection that helped him make wiser decisions, leading to the creation of movies and theme parks loved by the world. Self-reflection isn't just about thinking back on what you did wrong. It's the process of learning from each experience, When you carefully examine situations in your life, you'll understand yourself better, your actions, and how you can improve. This will help you grow quickly because each mistake becomes a valuable lesson, and each success is proof of your relentless effort. The key here is reflect on every experience, whether it's a failure or a success, so you can learn and improve. Life isn't always easy, but when you know how to reflect and learn from what's past, you'll see that every challenge is simply an opportunity for you to grow stronger. With the ability to self-reflect, you've equipped yourself with a powerful tool to continue growing and developing. Next, we will explore another crucial element in the personal development journey: the ability to develop lifelong learning skills, which will ensure you never stop progressing. We all know that learning and growth are essential to success. However, there's one thing that few people realize. Learning isn't just a phase in life, but a lifelong journey. When you nurture a lifelong learning mindset, you don't just acquire new knowledge, but also develop yourself in ways you've never imagined. So, what is a lifelong learning mindset? It's the ability to be open to learning at all times, in all places, whether in your work, life, or the challenges you face. It's not just about learning in school or through books. It's about gaining lessons from every experience in daily life, from the people you meet, and from every mistake you make. This keeps you curious and motivated to learn, never feeling that you've learned everything, but always seeking ways to improve yourself each day. Look at the story of Warren Buffett, one of the greatest investors in the world. Despite his unbelievable success, he still spends 80% of his day reading and learning. He always says that to be a good investor, you need to learn constantly because markets change and so does knowledge. He never believes he has learned enough, always keeping a lifelong learning mindset. This is one reason why he continues to succeed and grow, even at the peak of his career. A lifelong learning mindset doesn't just help you acquire new knowledge, it also helps you develop the ability to adapt to change. Never think you know everything. Every day, find something new to learn, whether it's from work, the people around you, or your own life experiences. Always maintain curiosity and the desire to learn. This will help you stay creative and flexible in any situation. The key here is make learning a part of your life, not because you have to, but because you love developing yourself every day. When you have a lifelong learning mindset, every challenge and opportunity will become a valuable lesson that helps you continuously improve. With a lifelong learning mindset, you are now ready to face any challenge, and even more, you will never stop on your journey of personal growth. Next, we will explore another important factor in this journey: how to build strong habits to maintain continuous growth and perseverance in life. The journey of continuous growth. Finally, the journey of personal development is not a race to reach a specific goal. In reality, it is a long journey where you will continuously learn, change, and grow. And the important thing is that this journey never ends. Remember, every challenge, every failure is not the end, but an opportunity to bring you closer to the best version of yourself. When you embrace those challenges, learn from every mistake, and maintain a lifelong learning mindset, you will see that every difficulty is just part of the process of building strength and wisdom. One of the most successful people in the tech industry today, Jeff Bezos, once said, "If you're not willing to fail, you'll never succeed." Before building Amazon, he experienced numerous failures, but what's special about Jeff is that he always learned from those failures and never stopped experimenting, never stopped learning. It's because of his persistence, willingness to learn, and ability to face hardships that he turned Amazon into one of the largest companies in the world. No one can succeed without facing challenges, but the important thing is that you must learn from those challenges and keep going. Don't let a failure make you stop, but let it be a lesson that helps you grow. Every day you can develop and become a better version of yourself. So, Continue this journey, not because you have to, but because you want to be the best you can be. Don't just stop at one goal. Build a habit of continuous self-development, because when you change, everything around you will change too. With these lessons and mindsets, you now have everything you need to continue growing and overcoming every challenge in life. Remember, growth is a journey that never ends, and every day you dedicate to learning and improving yourself, you are creating a better future for yourself.